The coronavirus isn't just a health concern, but a consumer concern as well. To help us separate facts from fear when it comes to you, the consumer, we're talking to North Carolina Attorney General Josh Stein today. He's going to be answering your questions until 6 o'clock tonight. Just text your questions to him, 336-379-5775. You can ask anything on issues like price gouging, stimulus scams that are going around, even how to make your internet safer while you're working from home. Remember, these are text-only questions, so do not call. All right, so we're going to start with our very first question, and it happens to deal with eviction. This person is asking, can landlords still evict people? I thought that wasn't allowed right now.
Yeah, Tanya, first of all, thank you for offering this up to your viewers. I think it's a very helpful opportunity to provide some good information to protect consumers. We're mostly concerned about people's health. We want people to be safe, staying at home, socially distanced, washing their hands. But we also want to make sure that people don't lose money during this time, even worse than they already are. In terms of eviction, the Chief Justice has put a hold on the courts for many civil matters, including evictions. So there should not be any evictions going on. That doesn't mean people don't owe their rent. It just means that they can't be kicked out of their home for non-payment of rent.
So let me follow up with that then. What happens if their landlord is threatening to evict them? What should they do? What can they do?
Well, they cannot be evicted until the courts open back up again. If the person hasn't made payment, then theoretically when the courts open up again, the landlord could evict. What folks should do when they're in financial distress, and understand hundreds of thousands of North Carolinians are, because that's how many people have lost their jobs just in the last 3 or 4 weeks. They should reach out affirmatively to their landlord to try to work something out. The ideal outcome would be to have a forbearance, that until you get back on your feet, that you don't owe your rent, and then you work out some kind of payment plan over a number of months to repay the landlord for the time that you stayed in their property without being able to pay them.
So with that said, if they're being threatened by their landlord and they're saying, I'm going to evict you tomorrow, should they be calling and making a complaint at your office or with local police, or what should they do?
Well, if they have a lawyer, they should consult a lawyer. Their local legal aid exists to help people in landlord-tenant issues, but they can also file a complaint with my office. We have an online complaint form. All people have to do is Google NCDOJ for North Carolina Department of Justice and complaint form, and it'll pop right up.
Okay, and so I'll make sure that we have that on our website as well, so it will be really easy for you to find after we're done with the Attorney General. Okay, now I'm getting a whole slew of questions about price gouging.
Yes.
This person says, how many price gougers have been caught, or how many complaints have you had? And I do believe that we do have some numbers so that we can show folks. There's more than 1,300 complaints so far.
1,400, and they range in what they pertain to. About half of them have to do with groceries of some sort, including toilet paper, but also masks, cleaning products, hand sanitizer, the things that we're all looking for. So we are in the process of investigating each of those complaints. We have a number of investigative demands that have been issued. That's where we demand information back from the seller, where they have to justify to us why they are charging the price that we see they're charging. If they are unable to persuade us that they had a good basis for raising their prices so high, we will enforce the law against them. I have a history of aggressively enforcing North Carolina's price gouging law. It exists to protect people when they're desperate. When we're in a state of emergency, it is unconscionable if there's some seller out there exploiting that desperation to make a quick buck. After the hurricanes in southeastern North Carolina, we brought something like 7 different cases, 22 defendants, and we've already resolved more than something like $750,000 back to North Carolina consumers. So
the second part of their question was, what are the consequences that they face? Obviously, you can take them to court and you can fine them.
Exactly. If somebody violates the price gouging law, they have to pay back the people what they improperly took, and there's $5,000 per violation penalty. we will try to do everything we can to get folks money back. It's not always possible, but we try to. And understand the vast majority of retailers, sellers, they're trying to do the right thing. They're trying to restock their shelves in order to meet people's demand. But we do know that there are times when greed gets the better of some of our neighbors, and they try to make a quick buck. And that's what the law will not allow, and I will aggressively enforce.
I love this next question. It says, if someone is price gouging by even a little bit, can we report it? I don't think there's a little bit. You are either price gouging or you're not. It doesn't matter whether it's $1 or $10 that they're making.
Well, what the law says is that you cannot charge an unreasonably excessive price. That isn't specific, right? It's not objective. It's not 10% more or 30% more. Mm-hmm. It's unreasonably excessive. So we do have to look to the circumstances. We also have to look to see, is there a reason to justify that increase in price? If toilet paper costs $6 one week and then $12 the next week, that to me would be unreasonably excessive. But if the store had to pay, instead of $4, they're paying $9 to get the same because it's short everywhere, then the store is really not violating the law. They're trying to meet the demand and they had to pay more to get the product.
Gotcha. Okay. And I don't know if you have this information on hand. Maybe you can get it when we take our next break. They were asking how many complaints are like in Guilford County, if there is one specific county that has more complaints than others.
Mecklenburg has had the most complaints, but that's not surprising because it and Wake County are the two most populous counties.
Gotcha. Okay. So the next couple of questions are going to be dealing with robocalls and scam calls and things of that nature. So we'll take that after the break. In the meantime, what I want to be able to show those of you who are at home, of course, we've got the number on the screen for you to text your questions, the 379-5775, is also the information in case you want to put in a price gouging complaint. And this is where you would do it. It's online. You go to ncdoj.gov. Towards the top right, you're going to click File a Complaint, and you'll fill out the form. And of course, we have all of this information on the Two Wants to Know section of our website, and we'll make sure that it is easy for you to do that, and we'll be right back.